Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Microsoft 365 Pulse recording webcast, whatever it is. It's a bunch of words strung together that we end up doing every week at this time. Um, this is the opportunity for us to cover the roadmap and cover the things that are coming up that are new, either in development, which means Microsoft is working on it. It could be that it's rolling out, which means it's on its way to a tenant near you if it happens to be your type of tenant. And then the final one is launched, which means that if it was launched for, say, commercial and you're commercial, you should have it by now. Sometimes there's one or two additional items at the end which are canceled. We do have one that's canceled this week. Unfortunately, this week we only have Tamara and I, and we don't have Adam and we don't have Jennifer. So we will make do the best we can. I'm going to try to do another imitation of Adam again and talk about things I know nothing about, but we'll see how that goes. So, yeah, go ahead, Tamara. Do you want to kick this off?
Sure, let's start off in development. So Microsoft Teams, a new Notes tab when creating a standard channel. So when creating a new standard channel, a new Notes tab will be automatically created. Each team will have a dedicated OneNote notebook, and each channel will have its own section, making it easier on the work group to add their notes. I think, Tom, what do you think? I think this is taking the place of the wiki.
It's exactly taking the place of a wiki. The fact that your OneNote that you have for the team will now be able to be broken up with, hey, look, you've got a section for this and a section for this and a section for this. Where before it was like, well, you kind of got to make it up as you go. I think this is perfect. I think that, once you understand within a OneNote that you can do wiki style links, so you put a couple of square brackets on either end, you put the name of a page, and if that page exists in the OneNote, it links you directly to that page. If it doesn't exist, it builds a blank page for you with that name. And that's how basically a wiki works. So they're getting really close to having OneNote be able to have mostly the same type of functionality you'll have in the wiki, and we get to get rid of wikis. Yay. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, because if you delete a OneNote, you can still recover it from the recycle bin. Whereas if somebody just deleted the wiki, it's gone.
It ain't coming back, folks.
No. And then Microsoft Viva got a lot of love in development. Auto categorization coming to meeting category insights in Viva Insights. So users with Viva Insights licenses will be able to see what kind of meetings are taking up their time. Automatically categorized by Viva Insights based on the meeting size, cadence, and people in the meeting. Categories include long, and no, I'm not making this up. Categories include long and large, recurring, and one-on-one meetings.
Yeah, let's just keep going.
All right. Also with Microsoft Viva, Viva goals in live people cards. Increase transparency by viewing a user's OKRs from the Viva goals within a live people card in Outlook. Then Viva goals Zapper data integration. So Zapper allows users to automate their key results with progress from over 5,000 apps in the Zapper marketplace.
Wow.
So that's pretty cool. And then granularity in Viva Goals, permissions, new tenant IT admin role, adding Viva Goals team members through the Azure Active Directory group, and Viva Goals extension in Azure DevOps. Viva Goals custom views, users can now filter and save custom views to quickly access views that are most relevant. And Viva Goals OKR views in SharePoint. So Viva got a lot of love in development.
Yes, it did. So I'm going to go ahead and cover the purview stuff, which normally I would hand to Adam, and Adam could give you decent explanations about what's going on. I'm just going to cover it so you'll possibly know that it's out there in development. If it's something you're interested in, you can dig a little deeper to find out when it's supposed to be coming out. First one, Microsoft Purview Compliance Portal. Data loss prevention incident management in Microsoft Defender Portal. This is for the US government clouds, and this feature provides a singular view for incident management by making the Microsoft Purview data loss prevention incident management experience available in the Microsoft Defender Portal. So if that's a thing that has frustrated you over time, you now have this. Again, sticking with the whole government clouds and Purview, we have information protection label footer enhancements for emails. So when labels are being configured to add footers, currently the footers accumulate at the very bottom of the long email chains. This enhancement now adds footers at the bottom of the most recent reply instead of at the bottom of the whole email chain. I'm sure that will make it so much easier to try to figure out what your footers are instead of having to scroll all the way down through 45 replies in emails. Government cloud, all the following ones are also government cloud purview related. So compliance portal, information protection, contextual summary report, in service side auto labeling. Contextual summary will be supported in simulation mode for service side auto labeling when reviewing matched items in the contextual summary tab. You'll now be able to easily review what sensitive information type was found as a match in that document. Then we have endpoint DLP authorized printer groups. With this capability, you can create groups of printer devices and designate restrictive actions for each group within your DLP policy, which is good so you won't have people printing to things that are out in the open that could allow people to see things that they shouldn't. Purview Compliance Portal, endpoint DLP network location as a condition of DLP policy. In this capability, you will be able to use network location as a condition in your DLP policies, which actually provides an example. How nice. As an example, you will be able to block copying sensitive content to network shares on personal Wi-Fi, but not on corporate Wi-Fi and VPN. So that'll help you really fine tune how you want to be able to do things with DLP and where they should be able to go. And then we have endpoint DLP, sanctioned and unsanctioned site groups for different sensitivity files or different sensitive files. With this capability, you'll be able to create groups of service domains and manage restrictions for the groups within the DLP policy. As an example, you'll be able to allow upload of sensitive data only to corporate SharePoint sites and block elsewhere. Again, if you're dealing with a lot of sensitive information, this is going to be a really cool feature that you're going to like. That concludes the Purview recap. Would you like to talk about any other things that are out there?
Sure. Microsoft Teams allow meeting apps to show an indicator on their icon to signal new activity. So this feature enables meeting applications to display an indicator on their icon, which encourages users to participate in a new in-app activity during a meeting. The application has the option to show the indicator to selected attendees or to all participants. Also, another one is block anonymous users meeting chat read access in addition to the current write access. So this features enables IT admins to block anonymous users from accessing the chat in internally hosted meetings by disabling the read access on top of the existing disable write access. I wonder if that disables it for everybody or just the anonymous users.
I'm not sure. We don't even allow anonymous users, so this is kind of a non-starter for us. But I would assume it's just for the anonymous users because it says it will block them from accessing the chat in internally hosted meetings. So I'm assuming,
and if you're logged in,
then you're going to be able to see everything if you're anonymous or not. So.
And then ability to block meeting chat access in external non-trusted meeting joins. So this feature enables the IT admin to block regulated internal users to access chat when the users attend meetings organized by external non-trusted tenants.
So that's basically when you become an anonymous person to the other meeting that you're having somewhere. That's good that they covered both of those conditions there.
And then Can I give two more?
Please.
All right, one that's going to make the DoD very happy. OneDrive PDF annotation and fillable form fields. Using the edit action in Microsoft OneDrive for the web, you can annotate PDFs with hand-drawn ink and fill in the PDF form fields. And 3, save these edited PDF files to your OneDrive account. And then the last one I wanted to talk about in development was forms. Allow respondents to edit their responses. So it allows form respondents to edit their own responses. The form creator can change the setting to allow or prohibit these edits.
Yeah.
Did you want to talk about Microsoft Edge workspaces, Tom?
Well, I was thinking about, I was just still thinking about that form one. I'm not sure that I like the idea that you can allow people to go in and change their answers.
But you have control over it, so you can turn it
True.
off
True.
or you can have it on.
Yeah, because I'd hate to think it's like, hey, look, our results show that A is more popular than B, and you go to bed at night and you come back the next day and B won in a landslide. But it's the same number of votes.
Right, right.
It's a little weird. Kind of like you voted, you're done.
Right.
It's kind of like, yeah, I don't like how this election's going. Can you give me my ballot back? I want to make some changes here. So.
Wow, that went south fast.
Yeah, it really did. I didn't say who for, I just said want to make some changes. Microsoft Edge Workspaces. This is interesting. I'm going to have to see this one in use, but Edge Workspaces provides a way for customers to organize their browsing tasks into dedicated windows. So an Edge Workspace lets users share a set of browser tabs to working groups so they can all share the same websites and latest working files in one place and stay on the same page. Each Edge workspace contains its own set of tabs and favorites, all created and curated by the user and their collaborators. Edge workspaces are automatically saved and kept up to date. I kind of like the idea that you're sharing a browser basically to say, here's links to all the things we're going to be talking about on Project X. And whenever we're going to deal with Project X, we can always go over to the Project X workspace and we all see the same things. Or if I find a new link, I can put it in there. It becomes a new tab on Edge, and that's now available to me also. I don't know how many people will use it, but I kind of like the idea that that's a shareable resource. So we'll see. Should work out interestingly. And
Great.
then one other one, new Outlook for Windows and web message list selection updates. So in order to save space on the message list in Outlook, we are making a user interface change from selection circles on the left side of each row to a select mode that you have to get into before checkboxes appear. So basically, it's taking that whole strip of little selection dots in front of each of your messages and removing them unless you say, hey, I want to see them because I need to do something with them. So it gives you a little bit more screen real estate. Again, if you're dealing with a big 36-inch monitor, may not be a big thing in your life, but if you're dealing with a little 13, 14-inch laptop and you're working remote, that could really mean the difference between what you can and can't see when you're trying to read a message. So I'm liking that idea. That's supposed to be out in May and that's coming to worldwide. So keep your eye open for that one if you are interested. Do you have anything else to discuss for in development?
Nope.
Let's hit rolling out then. Go for it.
All right. Microsoft Teams simplified app update experience. Users have a clear, transparent app update experience. Users will only need to approve an update once per app, and the new version will take effect seamlessly in all their chats, channels, and meetings. And then mandatory labeling pre-compose for mobile. That is a big title for a big description.
In a little tiny screen.
In a little tiny screen. And this is going out worldwide and the DoD. So we have listened to customers' feedback on Outlook Mobile need to meet the mission of on the go. and for organizations that have mandatory labeling enabled without default labeling and would like to have the label selection first before going to compose the email. Then when the user clicks send, the email could just be sent without any forgotten labeling pop-ups. Outlook Mobile will introduce the new MDM setting to allow admins to enable this louder mandatory configuration for Outlook Mobile clients. So we will enable Android first in early Q1 of 2023 and iOS release in Q2 of 2023.
And actually that makes sense if you're really into having these labelings that you need to deal with. It seems like if you're going to force that, you might as well force it right up front. Because I'd hate to type in a whole message and then go, oh, I have to give it a label. I don't know what this should be. And you just wasted all your thumb typing, to get everything into your mobile device. I think it makes a lot more sense to say up front, okay, what do you want this to be? And if you don't know, then you're not going to send the email and you're not going to waste a whole lot of time on it. So
right.
It seems to be like a good move.
And then the only other one I want to touch on that makes me so happy. Profanity filtering on-off control for live captions. I'm going to live on the edge and leave it off. With the newly introduced toggle for turn on off profanity filtering, this is in Microsoft Teams. Users will now be able to control whether they want to continue to leverage the profanity filtering capability provided out of the box, or if they want to see every word as is. What do you have, Tom?
I'm going to go ahead and deal with one that we have out there for purview, and it's communication compliance, the ability to analyze Microsoft Teams meeting transcripts. So these policies can be configured to analyze the Teams meeting transcripts for potential policy matches. Teams meeting transcripts are only generated when meeting organizers opt into meeting recording. Communication compliance provides the tools to help organizers detect regulatory compliance violations like SEC or FINRA and business conduct violations such as inappropriate sharing of sensitive confidential information, adult content, or using harassing or threatening language. I think this is a great idea because it's one thing just to say, well, we found it in an email. But if there's things like that being said in a meeting, I think those need to be covered too. So that is rolling out, due for September of this year, and it's rolling out worldwide. Then we have one thing that I wanted to mention, green screens in Teams meetings. So this is something that is going to be one of those video features or screen features, camera features that you're going to be able to say implement green screen. And what it does is if you just do a blur, that like if you move to the side and like half your eye disappears because the blurring isn't truly close to your face here, the green screen actually snaps much closer to the outline of your face. They mention that it says it also allows you to show a prop or other object in your hand to be more visible to other participants in a call. Because I know that sometimes when I've been holding something up, like my Diet Coke here, it's like, oh, that's all blurry. Or if I move in the wrong direction, it like disappears entirely. I don't have a hand. Green screen is going to help prevent that, and it's going to enable you to actually see more clearly the object or the person who's talking. It doesn't actually put a green screen on there. You don't have to have a green screen. It's just the effect of everything except you is being shown through the quote unquote virtual green screen behind you, and you're just the thing moving in front of it. So it should give for better displays in those instances where you want to have a little bit sharper content on what you are displaying to others. And with that, we will go ahead and go into launch. There's not too many. So Tamara, you want to take one before I take the wrong one?
The other one?
Yeah.
I'm going to take one I don't think you're expecting me to take. Outlook. MIP sensitivity label support for S-MIME. So Outlook on the web will support S-MIME, which is secure multi-purpose internet mail extensions Sign and encryption as sensitivity label outcome. Customer admins could use set label advanced setting to define the label to have SMIME sign or encryption or both, and emails with those labels applied will enforce SMIME sign and encryption accordingly. Surprised?
Just a little. The other one is Microsoft Teams. Upload files to your approval request via Power Automate portal. So files that are uploaded via the Power Automate portal will now show within the view details window of an approval request within Teams. So, if you're doing approvals in Teams and there's file documentation that you need to have as part of that approval, you're now going to have a way to see that within the approval itself, which apparently you don't have right now. I can't say that I've ever done that. And then with that, nothing more in launch that we're going to mention. We do have one canceled. It's Microsoft Intune Update Readiness Reports. This is canceled as a duplicate of a different one, so don't worry, you're going to get it just under a different number. And with that, that pretty much covers all the things that are fit to print for this week in the Microsoft roadmap.
Yes, it does.
Yay! And next week, we may have Adam, we may have Jen, or you may just have the Tam Tom show again.
It's true. Thanks so much for joining us, everybody. Have a good day.
Bye, everyone.